Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, and let's get right into talking about Superman number 19. And the first story, The Funny Page Crimes. A story with not a bad idea, actually a pretty great idea that causes, an actual problem for Superman that he can't immediately handle, but is almost entirely wasted by the beginning. And also, there may be an unintentional, but still kind of racist caricature in this comic. So, yeah, it's going to get a lot of points marked down. This comic starts with Lois and Clark reading a comic strip, which is just weird because they are a comic strip, about Detective Greg. Okay, this doesn't sound like a very exciting comic book. Detective Craig is put in a cliffhanger where he's thrown off a train off what is a 100-foot drop from where we see, like, one of those bridge overpasses for trains where it's just a long drop. Lois and Clark then have a conversation about the cliffhanger, but they are interrupted when they find out there is a crime happening. And in fact, one of the characters from these comic strips is the one responsible. Giant versions of the villains of each comic strip that's currently being published in the newspaper are committing crimes, and there's some real guys with them, but the big problem is the giants that are destroying stuff. And whenever Superman tries to attack them, he flies right through them, unable to harm or touch them. They can touch back. That sounded dirty. They seem to be controlled by a guy who calls himself Funny Face, who has a big round yellow face with buck teeth. Now, not completely, but very close to an Asian stereotype caricature in media. A being very yellow, B being bucktooth. Now, he doesn't have the eyes being almond shaped or like triangular by how crazy the artist would draw them, but it's still oddly specifically close to an Asian caricature. Unable to stop each one of these comic strip villains showing up, Lois ends up getting kidnapped. Now, I have absolutely no idea why Lois gets kidnapped. These guys take no one else ever, and Lois is not exactly in their way at the time or like reporting a story that's dangerous. Once again, it just feels like the story needed Lois to be kidnapped. Superman follows her back to the Funny Face's actual headquarters, where he's now has to take on all the villains at once. But Lois ends up getting away and turning on this machine that Funny Face has built. It makes 2D cartoons 3D and makes 3D people into 2D flat characters on a page. So she releases all the comic book heroes to help out Superman, except Superman's pretty strong. He can take out these guys by himself. It's actually unclear if he can touch them at this point, but I guess the heroes can touch them. It's never explained that's why he needs their help. Funny Face ticked at Lois, then sticks Lois into a 2D page and is about to erase her, but Superman and the heroes show up, and he throws around Funny Face for a while until he releases Lois. So not a great idea for him. In fact, if he had never brought Lois here, Superman may have never been able to stop him. He is unmasked, where it's revealed that he is the comic book creator who is angry at the fact that he didn't become famous being a comic book creator, which feels like a middle finger up to DC editorial and publishers right now. Almost saves the comic, though he gets sent to jail and it has like a very negative thought on the comic book creator, so maybe not completely save the comic. But if it wasn't for that racist element and, wasting a lot of time with not actually having Superman dealing with these threats, in fact, we could have just focused on him saving people if he can't harm the villains, because they're creating a lot of collateral damage. One of the first ones is just tearing down a building, but it doesn't deal with that. It's just Superman failing over and over again until he succeeds. He doesn't really learn anything. He just kind of gets lucky. Okay, that is it from Superman number 19, The Funny Page Crimes. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notification when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let us ponder the question, whatever did happen to the man tomorrow? And I'm not 100% certain what comic strips were being published at that time, but man, wouldn't it have been great if he just summoned Nancy to deal with Superman? I think she could have taken him. Okay, have a great day.